Who's Who in Middle-earth?
And are they great or terrible? Hey there, Nomads of Lore. I'm Jonathan.
And I'm Sean.
And we are Mead and Mischief, your home away from no home at all.
No home at all. Excuse me.
All right, so today we're going to be ranking some Lord of the Rings characters. And this being Sean's favorite of all time, I'm going to hand it over.
One of, for sure.
So we'll go through our rankings real quick. We've got Glorfendell, who is
an elf, and he's super awesome, and he probably could have taken on Sauron on his own. And Peter Jackson's an idiot for trading him out for Arwen.
You heard it here, folks. And 11D1, which is the year that Bilbo was celebrating at the beginning of Lord of the Rings film.
Yeah.
What else?
Taters, precious, because what a wonderful line. It's great, middle of the road.
Toss me.
Yeah, Jonathan's favorite.
Yeah. But don't tell the elf.
Yeah. Good old
And then,
Gimli.
of course, the worst, saddest part of all of the moments. Oh wait, this is there should be a spoiler alert right here.
Oh yeah,
the
last one of these we made earlier. Yeah, all this is definitely a spoiler warning for all of Lord of the Rings films, books, TV, all that stuff. Yep. Here we go. We're going to start with Saruman. Saruman is a great character.
Are we doing books or movies or both? Or are we just doing characters?
Well, both, I suppose. Okay. We can't totally. We definitely are taking books into account.
Okay. Because I know when we get to him,
Butterbur, he's in the film, but
yeah.
Yeah, but
Or no, I'm sorry, Radagast is who actually I was talking about, but yeah.
Radagast is, yeah.
Yeah, anyway.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay, so where do we want to put Mr.
So Saruman. He's a great character. He's, of course, if we're talking just films, he would probably be higher even than book because of Christopher, what's his name? What's the actor's name?
Yeah,
he passed away recently.
We're not doing good with names. Actor names tonight. Nope.
Hey, he's incredible. I'd say second to highest tier myself. Okay. He adds a lot.
Awesome.
So speaking of books versus film, Denethor, and we were going just off of film. Honestly, he'd probably be Bridge of Khazad-dûm or lower. If we take books into account, he's got to be higher. I'd still say middle of the road though.
Okay. Tater's precious.
Just mostly because of page time.
Yeah.
More than there's a lot of depth in the book there.
There's so much more depth in the book than there is in the film. I agree completely. He needs to be probably off the bottom of the list if we were just going film.
Yeah. So Theoden is higher.
Yep.
I'd say he's higher than Saruman. I really like Theoden. I actually
Glorfendell?
No, I wouldn't say so.
Okay.
I don't think he. Even if we were talking about the films, he's
good.
pretty. I don't like the way they introduced the character. It was hokey and whatever, but I liked him in the film, and he's really good in the book too. So I think he's a good character.
Okay.
Wormtongue, Grima Wormtongue. If we're going off of character design in the film, the way they did a phenomenal job. He looks amazing.
I agree.
Even in the books, I'd say he's a little bit lower. Honestly, I don't think he's lowest, but
I'm thinking on this.
Yeah, I think so. What are your thoughts?
I don't know. I like the manipulation.
Yeah.
I definitely think the books have it better than the movie. If we take into consider both, I would say he needs to be here. He's probably not as good, but pretty dang close. Okay. For me, he may end up being the last of this row or the first. The last of this Tater's Precious row. Or
yeah,
kind of thing.
Yeah.
That's where it ranks for me, probably.
Yeah.
All right. So
this is what we're going to disagree on. I can guarantee it.
Probably not. I don't. Well, go ahead.
Go ahead. Well, you have a quote from Arwen on your wall, so.
Yes, but that is, yeah.
Arwen really makes me angry in the films. And here's the deal. It's not that that love story exists in the appendices, and it's written, and it's meant to mirror Beren and Lúthien's story, which is from the Silmarillion, and it's a beautiful story. The whole leaving the immortal elf basically become immortal to live with him and whatever, and all. It's a beautiful story. Beren and Lúthien's story and the Silmarillion is amazing. There's so many awesome things there, and so that mirror is cool. The frustrating thing about Arwen in the films is the amount of time that they devoted to that. They had to cut out a lot of other stuff that could have been there. And I'm not even talking about Tom Bombadil. I would have loved to have seen Tom Bombadil in the film. I like him. I understand why they cut him. I do. So I think if we're going purely on the books, I think based on page time, we got to put her down in the lower, like, toss me tier. If we're going off films, I got to put her way, way, way down. But yeah, I don't know.
I agree with you. And my agreement is actually because of the actress, but I don't need to take that into effect with the...
Gotcha.
I like the story. I do agree as well that they spent too much time on it in the film. But I hate the actress, so that pulls it back down for me. So,
well, there you go.
And that's just because we won't go there. Her father is much more... He's got a lot more... talent in his bones than she does, in my opinion.
Her film father or her
father? Real father.
I don't even know who her father is.
Stephen.
we're bad at names tonight.
Yep, I'm terrible at names. He's got really big lips, really big mouth. He's a singer. Stephen.
I don't know. Some dude.
We'll figure it out.
Bilbo Baggins.
We're going to cut all that, by the way.
I doubt it. Maybe.
I say that just because it's funny. It's not going to get cut.
Bilbo Baggins. If we're talking about just Lord of the Rings, he's got to be a little lower, mostly because of page time. Yep. If we're including The Hobbit, I'd say he's probably still middle of the road tier. Bilbo Baggins has got a lot less depth and interest than, say, Frodo in the books. I would say he's middle of the road tier myself, but I don't know. If we're going just on Lord of the Rings, we might say lower even than that. Just more because of screen time, more page time. I mean, his presence is felt. I mean, throughout the whole thing.
Yeah,
but
I agree. I think he's somewhere in here.
Yeah. I think he's the head of Arwen, in my opinion. But just because he's a better character, and Ian Holm is awesome. So if we're taking actors and actresses into account,
this is true.
So Faramir, to me, if we're going off of books, is Glorfendell tier, in my opinion.
Steven Tyler.
Yeah. I have no idea who that is.
Yeah, still. You do.
No idea. No idea.
I will.
Stephen Tiller. Never heard of no Stephen Tiller. I've heard of a Steppenwolf.
Lead singer of Aerosmith.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Anyway.
So, there you go. He did it. He found it.
I did.
We're really struggling with names.
I don't know why.
So, Faramir, if we're going books and film, he's got to go lower. He's a great character. And I really enjoyed him. I mean, he's, we just finished recording our Marvel characters. I mean, he's kind of more of a Captain America character, so you might still not, I mean, he's more of the Boy Scouty type person.
No, I kind of liked him. In fact, I liked him better than
Boromir.
Yeah, better than Boromir. But somewhere in here or here?
I would put him like second to the top, in my opinion. Well, I said Glorfindel tier. I really liked him in the books. But that's if we want to put him a little lower.
If we take into consideration movies, he probably drops down.
He drops way down because they did a terrible job of him in the films.
Well, we'll put him up here for now, see if he gets mad at anybody else.
Boromir is a pretty flat character, even in the books.
Great actor.
Yeah, Sean Bean is good. Well, I don't know, great is quite the right word. He's definitely pretty good.
And he's died more than any other
he's
actor.
Got the death scene down, probably. I don't know. What's his face has been in, what's his name? God, we were really National Treasure. Con Air. What is his name?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
We'll come up with it later. Good Lord. I don't know why names are escaping us so bad.
Only one that I can come up with from...
You know who we're talking about, and he's been in so many movies that he's probably died more, but just because he's been in so many random things.
Yeah. I know exactly
whatever. Anyway,
about.
So Sean Bean,
yep.
I'd say he's lower tier. I don't know that he's lowest.
Okay. Even down here with these, probably in there.
Yeah, I mean his ending is pretty cool. Especially the descriptions are pretty cool. It's shot really well.
Yeah.
Okay, so Haldir is a forgettable character in the book and the films. Honestly, he's just a generic elf. I hate to do it because I don't know that he's terrible, but I'd honestly just as soon say he goes in the bottom tier. I agree. Like just because he's just a generic elf.
Mm-hmm.
Celeborn, okay, so yeah, probably so. He gets overshadowed by Galadriel. He's a more interesting character. There's more to him in the books.
A little bit.
A little.
Yeah.
But
I barely remember any.
He just gets overshadowed by Galadriel. And so he's lower.
I agree.
Butterbur, he's a lovable character. He's forgetful and whatever, and I don't care. You can put him wherever the heck you want to put him. I didn't really care about him in the books. I mean, or the film. He's barely in the film.
I'd say he's lower than him.
So yeah, that's fine. Or in there. I don't even care about him. Okay. So the Eagles, Gwahir and the rest of the Eagles. So I know all the memes. I've seen them. I've seen your comments. I've seen the other things. No, the Eagles are not a gigantic plot hole. If you think that they could have just flown the ring to Mount Doom with the Eagles, you're forgetting the Fell Beasts and flying Nazgul. Wouldn't have worked so well. Good try. That's not a plot hole. I don't. Yeah, you're forgetting things. Anyway, I always thought the Eagles were really cool. Really, really cool. Personally, so I'd put them
here.
Yeah, I don't know that we can. I mean, there's not a lot of depth to them, so I don't know that we can put them any higher than that. But they're just cool.
All right.
Elrond
Agents
he's great. Films, book, all the things. He's up there with he's up there easily, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Eomer, I never really liked in books or film much, honestly. Personally, I don't really like the actor very much. I can't even remotely think of what his name is. I don't know. I don't know. Yeah, bottom somewhere.
Bottom of that.
Yeah.
All right, Frodo.
Frodo's an awesome character. Elijah Wood is irritating, in my opinion.
Agreed.
But so
Tagers.
I'd say middle or the next. I don't know, somewhere. He's
probably
his being able to show some of the ill effects of war and just the way that's written in the ending. There's more time in the books that we see and see what
why
happens.
Would we put him low? Why would you put him low?
Lower than he is now?
Lower than top. Let's just... Why is he not... I just want to... why is he not a top tier? Just look at it from that perspective, just... Because I think we're going to have some people...
I just didn't enjoy his character, either in the books or the film. I didn't enjoy the page. As an adult, I enjoyed it better, but my least favorite parts of Lord of the Rings are when it's Frodo, Sam, and Gollum off alone. It's just slow and it's not particularly interesting.
The reason I think I asked this really is because I think his character makes this character so much better.
And vice versa.
Yeah,
no, that's true.
If Frodo was not as whiny and pansy-ish and whatever else you want to call him.
Well, I don't know that whiny and I think it's more like he's affected by the ring, of course.
Yeah.
Well, and that's the whole thing with Frodo is it's more Frodo is more interesting because of all the things that happened to
him, not because of him.
Things that he's doing.
It's true. He's very flat.
Yeah,
but because of the
flat is probably. I mean, he's got definitely an arc that. I mean, lots. But I understand what you mean by
characteristics.
He doesn't. Yeah, he doesn't. I mean, other than his carrying of the ring, which is huge. Yeah. Huge. He doesn't affect the plot as much as Sam does in a way. I mean,
exactly.
I mean, Sam is the real hero there a little bit.
I just kind of wanted to talk about him because I think, that he's the main character, so it's like, why is, or he's one of, I say he's one of the main characters.
Yeah.
And that question could definitely be asked, but I agree with everything that we said, so.
So, Glorfendell. I was gonna wait and let you. I was gonna wait and let you see what you thought before I opened my mouth because I've been leading all of these.
Galadriel.
But I accidentally said where I think she should go. Galadriel. What do you think about her?
Yeah, the scene in the movie, like the book, she's phenomenal in the books, and the scene in the movie did so well to kind of. You really didn't get a sense. Maybe you did. I'm trying to remember. I don't think you really got a sense of how powerful the elves were until she was on the screen. And it was like this, she's just the presence, the ambiance, the everything that she.
Of course.
As an actress, first of all,
she's phenomenal.
Yeah, it's phenomenal. But the way they just, the lighting, everything they did cinematically, but as well as just her character in the book, she just kind of steals it.
And then even you read in Silmarillion, as you see even more. She's one of them. You only see a glimpse of it, but she's one of the most powerful people in Middle Earth.
Yeah,
easily.
Yeah.
Gandalf. Definitely Glorfindel tier. I think. I think
that's exactly where I was going to go with him. He's just so good. He's got so many like everything you think about Lord of the Rings, every scene. It's like, it's just made so much better with him. Yeah. Him as an actor, as a character.
Kellen did a phenomenal job. That was wonderful casting. Wonderful. In the book, of course, he's amazing and all the things. I agree. Legolas. We go with books, I would put him higher than I would put him if I was going just off of film. Orlando Bloom, pretty boy, which I guess it makes sense why he's as an elf. Sure, why not?
Yeah.
Honestly, the skateboarding on the shield scene drops him down a tier for me personally. It's just pretty retarded.
Well, in my opinion, he goes either somewhere up here. Or here,
I like him a lot better in the books than I do in the film, and so I could definitely say top of middle tier, or he's not as good as Elrond, so I would say either there or at the back of that tier.
Yep.
Merry again. And I think I understand why they make huge change to Merry and Pippin from book and film. I think that one I understand a little bit better, and it bothers me less than like Faramir and stuff. Yeah. But he's a lot more mature and a lot more useful in the book.
The book, oh yeah,
books.
They're like 2 5-year-old children,
and the comic relief is fun, and they're fun characters in the film. They're just.
The scene.
They're fairly flat in the books too. They don't have much arc.
It's Pippin that sings later, right?
Yes, I don't know that it's actually him.
Yeah,
him, but it's
phenomenal song.
Freaking gorgeous song. I would say they're probably in the toss me tier, or so.
Okay.
I don't know.
Both of them.
Yeah, they go together.
Yeah,
they're. Now Pippin's the whole stuff, and it's it's not as memorable in the film, I don't think. But his whole stuff with the Palantir that's a very interesting. That's very cool and kind of crazy. And he probably, there's so many little bits in the books and the films that different characters, if something wouldn't have happened, or they wouldn't have done something, it all would have fallen apart. Where we kind of mentioned Sam earlier, but him, that was extremely pivotal. Sauron thinking that he was the one that had the ring, and tormenting him, and thinking that was off there when it was actually Frodo that had it. It was anyway, very pivotal. Yep. Okay, so Eowyn, she's pretty high to me in both film and book. She's her killing of her and Mary's killing
so
of
much as to say either here or here.
I don't know that I would personally put her in the top tier. I'm not opposed to us doing that. I
think
she's better than Theoden. Yeah. I agree with that. I do agree with that, actually.
Maybe Saruman needs to go higher. I don't know. Kind of in the books, I don't know, because in the books he's probably here for me, but they won't even let me put him there. So that's all right.
It's opposed. It knows that.
That I'm wrong.
Yeah,
it's all right.
So Aragorn. He's good. He's kind of a generic hero character a little bit. There's a lot more subtle. There's some subtlety stuff with the king and reign. There's a lot of history there and interest linked to the past. I would put him ahead of Frodo myself.
Yeah, I'm thinking somewhere in here.
Yeah, I'd put him ahead of Legolas. Well, I don't know either. Yeah, somewhere in there, sure.
I almost think Grey Tongue goes ahead of Legolas.
Worm Tongue?
Grey Tongue.
Grey Wolf's Bane.
Grey Wolf Tongue, Eagle's Scout. All right.
Radagast, if we're going off of the Hobbit film.
Let's do the film. No, I'm just kidding.
He'd be like in the trash somewhere. He's not even in the Lord of the Rings films. He's not in... Yeah. Well, honestly, he's lower in... Radagast is a character that is for Lord of the Rings nerds. Like, that's the only people that even care. Honestly, it's like, I know. There were all these wizards, and there were the two blue wizards that went to the east, and rattle off what trivia. There's some interesting concepts and interesting interesting for nerds, Lord of the Rings nerds, but he doesn't add a lot to the story other than that, not really. Gollum / Smeagol is pretty high on the list. If we're going off of films, I don't even know that I'm opposed to that. That seemed a little crazy, but the way he was portrayed in the film, Andy Serkis and all this is phenomenal.
Andy Serkis did a phenomenal job, and it wasn't this one of the first feature films that used the kind of balls on the face and all that stuff.
I think probably
one of the first major ones, at least.
Yeah,
it was just done so well. The voice acting, and granted, even in the, he is a pivotal character.
Yes,
more so in The Hobbit, but he builds maybe. So much. Well, yeah, I guess I don't know. He builds so many characters in Lord of the Rings.
Yeah.
There's so many people that bounce off of him and that even, I would say, change based off of his character and the things that he implements into the story.
I agree.
So I put him there. I don't know. I have a hard time putting him above.
No, I wouldn't put him above.
But
I would actually shift this, flip this middle
guy.
I'll put Gandalf and then Galadriel. Yeah. That's what I would do.
There you
go. You could even put Gollum in front of Faramir, honestly, because of effect on the story, overall effect on the story, and Rose.
We'll put
her existence is interesting, I guess.
She comes up in my opinion just because of this next guy.
Yeah. So Sam is phenomenal. He needs to be at least second to top. He's maybe even top tier.
He's either here for me or somewhere up here.
Yeah, he as far as interest of what's on the page, there was a lot that was now there's a lot more as an adult that I go back and look at that I like better. I would say he's probably top tier, honestly. I mean, he is probably the true MVP of Lord of the Rings. I mean,
well, the ring would have never gotten where it was going.
Not even remotely.
Like not even halfway, probably.
I mean, it would have been in the stomach of Shelob.
This is true.
Yeah.
Yep. All right. So the big bad.
So Sauron. Sauron. We have a video about this. We can link it in the iCard. And good evil. He's the most generic evil.
Yeah.
So I don't, as a character, I don't know that I would say.
But almost because he's a generic evil.
Yeah, because it's just his felt presence.
Yes.
And yes. I mean middle tier maybe. Yeah.
I think just based off of the fact, especially in the films, that his presence is so what is the word I'm looking for? So vivid. Mm-hmm. Just through the scenes of them putting the ring on and there's this eye coming ever closer and finding me and looking for me. And
by the way, that is an inaccuracy. I don't know that I hate that choice though. The whole it being an eye on the the eye of Sauron.
The eye on,
he had an actual physical presence at that point that he had built back over centuries. So that's an inaccuracy in the films. But I don't know that I honestly hate it. It works. I think they needed that visual latch. So it's interesting. So Shadowfax.
I think it had at least. Well, I was just gonna say. I think it helped because I think that if they had just had a character, a villain face like Saruman, I don't know that he would have been,
or even not seen at all.
Well, that maybe
that might have been better.
But yeah.
Anyway. But yeah, definitely if it had it would have taken away if it would have been an actor face or even the helmet thing like what they did at the beginning in the prologue or whatever.
All right, sorry.
Oh, you're fine. Shadowfax. I think Shadowfax got to go up there. I hate to not put him up there with Gandalf, but I don't know that can be good.
No,
he deserves to be with Gandalf, but I don't. He doesn't deserve to be in top tier.
Close.
Shadowfax and the history of those the horses. The name is escaping me. What they're the smart, cool horses, whatever they're called. I can't think of what that some of the history there is pretty cool. But it's pretty again. Of course, he's clearly a cooler character because we put it
a lot of that
kind of like Radagast, where it's more for Lord of the Rings nerds and whatever else. Yeah. If you'd only watch the films, you probably wouldn't even.
All of it is lost in the film.
Yeah, all of it. Yeah,
unfortunately,
I don't even remember in the films there being a big deal about the Rohirrim raising horses and all that stuff.
I think they said Rohirrim, and I think that's about it. I don't even know. They may not have even talked about him raising horses.
I don't remember.
The
Witch King.
Oh, the Witch King.
Witch King of Angmar. So if we go not just Lord of the Rings books, but all of the Legendarium, he is the MVP of the bad guys. Honestly, Sauron wouldn't have been able to rise to power like he did if he hadn't have done all the things that he did. I would personally, based on that, put him up with like Saruman, if not higher than Saruman. But if we're taking just films, he's unfortunately in the films
low.
He's probably generic bad guy and down with low Saruman. So I don't know. We can put him. Yeah, that's fine.
Let's put him there. I like that.
That looks like a pretty good list.
That is a good list.
What did we do wrong?
Yeah. Who should go higher?
Yeah, who should go higher?
Who didn't get even put on this list that should be on?
There's lots more characters out there.
Who's better than Gandalf?
Who's better than Gandalf? Glorfendell. Yeah.
So Thank you guys for joining us. Like, comment, subscribe. Yeah, comment, subscribe. Ring the bell so you know when we put out new videos for you guys. Y'all have a good afternoon.
Bye.
Or evening.
Evening or
morning.
Whenever you're watching. All the things. Yep.